In this video, we're going to go over some tips on how to create good quality videos to be able to send to clients while we start to do virtual visits. First of all, I would like to thank you so much for your willingness to help us with this project. I know that most of us would much rather be in person visiting our clients, seeing the kids in the schools, going to the nursing homes and the hospitals, and having those face-to-face visits. Virtual visits can still provide so much help and support and love to our communities, and they can really serve a huge purpose, even if we're not in person. So thank you so much for helping us with this. Before we get too far into our tips, this is the biggest tip that I can give you, and that's about giving yourself as much grace and patience as you possibly can. Do you remember the first time you ever heard your voice on a recording? Did you have the same reaction I did, where I thought there's no way that is my voice? I can't believe that's what I sound like. The same thing can absolutely happen over video. So if it's a little bit jarring, that's okay. You'll get used to it. This is also brand new to all of us, and new things are hard. Brene Brown likes to call them terrible first times, or TFTs. She actually calls them FFTs. You can assume what the F stands for. But the point is that the first time we do something, it can be really hard. So again, be patient with yourself and give yourself grace, and reward yourself for every first attempt. Even if the video didn't turn out how you want, you tried to do it, and that's huge. So go out to dinner or get a cup of coffee or go on a walk. Whatever you have to do to really celebrate and reward that first attempt, it's huge. And don't forget that we're here to help you through this too. You're not doing this on your own. Chances are good that you're using your phone to do these recordings, and that's great. Here's some tips to help make the best video with your phone. First of all, when you record with your phone, you want to hold it horizontally instead of vertically. So a horizontal video will work much better for most of our platforms. You also want to take nice short video clips. The whole video is probably only going to be about 1 to 2 minutes long. So you can record a straight 1 to 2 minutes, or you can break it down into smaller sections and then put them together. We are absolutely here to help you put those video clips together. And smaller video clips are much easier to send over email, text message, or anything like that when they're 10 to 20 seconds long instead of something like 2 minutes long. We'll have a separate video that goes into how to actually send those video clips from your phone onto a computer. Make sure your video is not too light and not too dark. A really common mistake that people make is that they'll film with their back to a window, and as you can tell, my face is totally covered in shadow and it's really hard to see me, so make sure that you don't have your back up against a window when you're filming. Typically, the more steady we can hold our camera, the better, so you can use a tripod specifically made for phones, or you can even make one out of an old paper towel tube. Make sure that we can see your whole face. If you're too close to the camera, I'm gonna move in for a second, you might just be able to see your forehead, and that's not what you want. So make sure the camera's far enough away that you can see your whole profile. A lot of times, about an arm's width away from the camera works really well. Always be aware of your background. If you're outside, there could be something like dog poop in the frame. People will see that. If you're inside, make sure there's not clutter behind you, and make sure anything that could be potentially embarrassing, like dirty laundry, is picked up and out of sight of the camera. As cheesy as it sounds, make sure you're smiling into the camera. People want to see your happy, smiling faces. We also want flattering videos of our animal. So instead of looking down at your animal, it works better to angle your camera down at their eye level. We typically want to see our animal's face, except for the case in some of our dogs. We want to see that wagging tail. Again, thank you so much. Remember, we are here to help you. Please always feel free to reach out for extra help and support.